on my own. No, I know I'm no Superman. I'm no Superman.
Hi, this is Joe DiBasilio, Community Schools Coordinator from Alternative Education Program. I want to thank you for joining us today for our first video in a new series, Career Connections. We'll be bringing you information from various careers that we hope you find helpful and informative. Today we're going to start off with a local barber, Justin Chalou from Old Line Barbers. We hope you enjoy. Okay, we're here with Justin Chalou, owner and operator of Old Line Barbers. Justin, thank you for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
So Justin, tell us, when did you get started in the career of being a barber?
So I started cutting hair professionally back in 2008. I went to barber school in 2007. I always had an interest in doing hair cutting back to when I was a teenager, but I never saw it as a career until I was in my later 20s.
How long, Justin, does it take someone by the time they enter school to become a barber till they're actually cutting hair in a barber shop?
So barber school is measured by hours. It takes 1,200 hours to complete your barbering certification. Then you have to take 2 state board tests to get your license, and you can start cutting hair. If you go to school full-time, you can finish your hours usually in about 7 or 8 months. You should have your testing done within a few months of there. So very easily, all told, you can be first day of barber school to your first day cutting hair professionally inside of 1 year.
That's great. And can someone be working in a barbershop while they're in school?
Well, there's another option that's called an apprenticeship, which is where you would have a master barber take you on as an apprentice and teach you how to cut hair, in which case you could forego school altogether. You still have to take your test to finish at the end, and you have to put in 2,250 hours with the master barber in order to have enough hours. So that would be one way that you could work in a shop at the same time. It's a very good idea to have a relationship with a barber shop while you're in barber school. So maybe you're going to come in and help out around the shop, but more than anything, you're going to be observing and learning from barbers in a real shop environment while you're to supplement your hours at school. But typically, there isn't really a way that you're going to have like a job that's going to be paying you in the shop while you're in school.
Great. And what is one of the most challenging things about being a barber?
Barbering is it's a craft. It's a trade or a skill. It's something that you have to work at and that you have to master over a period of time. I've never met anyone that just had natural talent that could put somebody in front of them, they could just deliver a great haircut right out of the gate. Some people that are better than others, but all in all, it's really a practice in determination and practice and repetition to get better. But to me, that's the good thing about it also, is that someone like me that wasn't naturally gifted at cutting hair could come in and just work hard over a period of time, do your best, take advantage of every opportunity, every person that gets in front of you, build that skill, and over time become a very gifted barber and make a real living for yourself.
Great. What is your favorite part about being a barber?
My favorite part about being a barber is the kind of sense of accomplishment that you get. That every time somebody sits in front of you, you have the opportunity to start and finish something and see it all the way through. So you start with one thing, then you have the opportunity to create something that people are going to appreciate, and that it gives you like a sense of achievement to see yourself do a good job. And then you get the opportunity to do it repeatedly throughout the day, sometimes 15, 20 times a day. It's like you're starting and finishing a project. And if one of them gets away from you, do something you're not happy with, you have the opportunity to get it right back and do better the next time.
Great. Tell us a little bit about salary for a barber. What can they expect from starting out maybe till they become a little more seasoned 5-6 years into their career?
So there's a pretty wide range to what a barber can earn, especially right out of school. It really hinges on where do you find yourself cutting hair and what kind of volume is going to be coming through that shop. I think that first year that you're cutting hair, you should be looking at that really as an extension of your education. That's a year where you're still really learning how to cut, developing your skills, developing your work habits and everything. But I think it's safe to say if you're working at even a reasonably busy shop, there's no reason you shouldn't make probably $40,000 a year coming out of school, and then the range is up from there. Barbering generally is a commission job, which means you're going to get paid according to the amount of hair that you cut. So if you're really motivated and you want to work longer hours, you want to do more haircuts, work more days, you have the potential to make more money. To me, that's right where you want to be, where you're the only thing that limits the amount of money that you're going to be able to make. Once you develop those skills, you start to develop a client base over time. Within 2 or 3 years, you should definitely be making $50,000 a year, and then upwards from there as you get better and better.
Great, thank you. Now, Justin, you talked to us about when you started in the field and how you got started. As we wrap up here, can you tell us how you got to this point to where you own a shop, you've been cutting hair for a long time, and maybe someone who has that interest as well to not only cut hair but to be a business owner. Can you just real quickly walk us through that journey that led you here?
Sure. You know, I had a lot of opportunity that did come my way, in that I found myself in a position that I worked for someone who was willing to give me an opportunity and really teach me how to cut hair. That was the first step to this whole thing, is can you cut hair or not? That's always going to be the first step. Do you know how to get along with people? Do you know how to work hard? Do you know how to cut hair? Once you get there and you start to build, you start to establish yourself in a shop, you find yourself in a position where maybe the owner of that shop is ready to move on and do something else. And that's what created the opportunity for me to buy what was called Andy's Barber Shop and is now Old Line Barbers. And you have to have the right people around you. You have to have the right team of people that believe in the same vision to create a business, which I've been very fortunate to have also. But it takes ambition. It takes the willingness to take risk, and that you have to look at things and say, okay, is there an opportunity here? And is there something that I believe that I can be doing better than someone else? And, so I work for some good owners, but I always thought there was more that could be done with the barber business here in Harford County. And, I can fortunately surround myself with the right partners and the right staff, and it's worked out great from there. It's something that I really think, there is nothing special about my background. I didn't have any particular advantage going into this thing. The story of my success is just taking advantage of opportunity and showing up day after day, month after month, year after year, and doing things the best that I could, and taking advantage when I could.
That's awesome. Thanks, Justin. So as we finish up here, any final words for anyone who's maybe interested in the career or thinking about this as an option once they finish high school? Anything you want to leave the people with?
Absolutely. I don't know that there are too many better returns on investment in education than becoming a barber. What I mean is the amount of money that you're going to spend to become a barber up against how much money you stand to earn when you're in the career, right? So there's very few barber schools in this area. The one that I went to, I believe right now the program costs less than $15,000. So your total investment in your education is $15,000. If you go on to make $40,000 even in your first year, it's not going to take you very long to pay off any debt that you might accrue, while you're going to school. So there's opportunity everywhere. Everyone's always looking for barbers. Even in this crazy year that we've had this year, the business was closed for 2 months. We opened back up. People came back. We're right back to work. Lots of opportunity out there for you. And look, it doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter what your background is. All that matters is, are you willing to work hard and can you cut hair? If you can do that, I guarantee you're going to have success in this business. So please, if you're interested at all, maybe reach out to a barber that you know. Reach out to us here at Old Line Barbers. We'd love to talk to you about it.
Great. Thanks, Justin. We appreciate it, and have a great day.